look around at all the people and organizations transforming Flint, Michigan, there's one thing that tends to be on the forefront of everyone's mind: moving the mission forward. We constantly ask ourselves, how can we best accomplish our goals? How can we serve our residents? No matter who you are, this can be a lot of weight on a single person's or institution's shoulders. That's why strategic partnerships are so critical to our city's success. Since 2016, University of Michigan-Flint and Urban Renaissance Center have sustained collaboration that has resulted in achieving what would not otherwise be possible by one organization alone. Many factors go into making a successful collaboration. In Flint, that success can be boiled down to its relationships. The Urban Renaissance Center helps the people of Civic Park empower their own community to become more connected and to eradicate poverty. Not just economic poverty, but poorness in all areas of life, including physical, spiritual, and emotional. We provide sustainable, people-oriented relationship-building programs that help residents identify neighborhood as well as personal assets and change their neighborhood.
It's an organization where we serve the community and the needs of the community. So the Urban Renaissance Center strives to just be the hub in the community for any resources or any opportunities networking, whether it be jobs, health related, or just going through hard times and you need somewhere to go, good people around you that care and love their community, and a judgment-free zone.
Pastor Robert McCatherine began the Urban Renaissance Center as the social service arm of Joy Tabernacle Church. From its inception, the URC has transformed the community by addressing residents' perception of living in a broken neighborhood.
We're a food desert, computer desert, business desert, and a school desert. So to rewrite our destiny, we have to have these things accessible within a 5 or 10 minute walk. From this philosophy came the Ubuntu Village concept. Ubuntu, a Zulu conviction meaning I am because we are. It is a concept grounded in the understanding that all people are connected and that the thriving of one community member depends on the thriving of all other members.
The Ubuntu Village exists in a small radius around the Joy Tabernacle Church and includes buildings intended to provide everything a community member needs to be healthy and whole. Each building is unique and provides education and services to its focused population.
Ubuntu, which means I am because you are, therefore I am. My humanity is connected to your humanity. My destiny is linked with your destiny, and so we have marked off like a 4-block radius around the Urban Renaissance Center, and that has become our intentional area to focus on as relates to strengthening the community.
The Agriculture House teaches lessons in gardening and land use. The Health and Wellness House acts as a resource hub to connect people with healthcare providers and professionals. And the Children's House provides learning and activities, and also hosts the Clarissa Shields Youth Camp. The Rebounding Force Transition House is the home base of the Rebounding Readiness Program, which teaches young men skills needed to succeed in future careers.
Like I said, I started off in the program and then was asked to be a supervisor. We were starting another program with Baker College, the Earn and Learn program, and I was asked to be a supervisor in that program, which was different because, I had never really had jobs that often, and when I did, I was definitely not in a role of supervising or anything like that. So to be asked to be a supervisor, made me feel much more sense of like, man, I'm somebody, you know what I mean? So I was able to take that opportunity and to develop and to grow and to learn, sitting under Pastor McCatherine, the different board members, the different people who've come and gone and ran different programs here. I was able to take bits and pieces from everybody to learn, to be, a part of corporate America in a sense, and to do different things.
A key factor contributing to the URC's success has been the partnership with the University of Michigan-Flint. In 2016, faculty, staff, and students made a commitment to walk alongside the Urban Renaissance Center in its mission to transform the lives of the residents in Civic Park. Through community-based research activities and engaged learning opportunities for students, The URC and University of Michigan-Flint's relationship has helped to reshape campus and community partnerships. The partnership emerged from meetings with the neighborhood stakeholders and University of Michigan-Flint Office of Economic Development, formerly University Outreach, and Department of Social Work.
So that's almost 20 years of partnering here. But the Civic Park Partnership as it exists now was an outgrowth of the City of Flint's development of the Imagine Flint Master Plan, developed in 2013. It was the first master plan the city had in over 50 years. And as an outgrowth of the master plan development, there was an effort at U of M Flint to come together with community partners who work toward implementation of master plan goals in a collective impact approach. That effort was called the Impact Circle, and out of it, the Civic Park Partnership was formed in 2014, 2015. It was meant to create an interdisciplinary approach to being able to work towards solving complex community issues that required interdisciplinary solutions.
So for me, the draw to the URC was really the love that Pastor McCatherine has for the community and the young men who oftentimes are overlooked, marginalized, and exploited. And so he was doing a great work with the young men in the Civic Park community, and being from the city of Flint and being one of those young men roughly 30, 40 years ago, I was drawn to walk alongside him in the work that he's doing. For me, Pastor McCatherine really exudes love, and so love just naturally draws people in who have a like heart and a like mind.
The goals were to engage community members in problem-solving solutions to issues that affect the quality of neighborhood life. The most effective way to achieve these goals was to build a strong relationship by involving community members in all activities, from identifying the relevant issues and making decisions about how to address them, to evaluating and sharing results.
Flint is an amazing community, and I think it is filled with wonderful, resilient people, and an opportunity for us as the university to leverage our resources to supporting the goals here, to strengthening the city, while at the same time providing what for us is our most important part of our mission, which is engaged teaching and learning opportunities for our students.
Myself and a colleague from the University of Michigan-Flint, Dr. Victoria Morkel, came up with the idea of co-teaching a class. She would teach her resource planning class, and I would teach my social work class, and we would walk alongside Pastor McCatherine to try to develop a map for, not necessarily a map, but a revitalization action plan for the community as relates to community development. And so from that relationship between myself and Dr. Victoria, we identified 5 vacant lots within the Civic Park community, and the charge for our students was to reimagine those 5 vacant lots.
From there, the partnership has grown to include departments from 4 different colleges at the University of Michigan-Flint. The Urban Renaissance Center regularly hosts first-year experience courses, nursing courses, history courses, and social work courses. In addition, center services as a site for internships in history, nursing, public health, and social work.
We have had students do teaching projects on mindfulness, stress reduction, substance use, Narcan training, obesity, nutrition, physical activity, stop the bleed, the use of automatic external defibrillators. This has been through face-to-face format, whether it's after the church seminar that has been conducted, or perhaps through quick interactions at our community events such as Trunk or Treat, or through drop-in yoga. And then more recently, we have partnered with the V2V studios to conduct at least 3 podcasts so far, one on immunizations, one on Stop the Bleed, and another on mindfulness.
So in historical research and historic preservation, we've involved students a number of different ways. And that research was then taken, and we made several different things for the Flint Centennial Project. Students were really instrumental in helping us put together the timeline that ran down Dayton Street.
The foundation of the partnership between the university and the URC is a mutual benefit through a sustainable relationship. For the Civic Park neighborhood and its residents, this mutually beneficial partnership helps sustain and further the ability of the URC to deliver on its mission of neighborhood transformation.
For me, I think everything that has taken place within the URC relationship with University of Michigan-Flint in Butu Village has been based out of relationship. And so I may know someone who has a certain skill set, knowledge base, or access to resources, and because of the relationship I have with them, I'll introduce them to Pastor McCatherine, and then from that, a conversation presents itself, and then it's decided if they can walk alongside each other or not.
The connection between the University of Michigan and the Urban Renaissance Center and the Civic Park neighborhood has been so powerful. The first thing we done was we engaged together, and then the University of Michigan always said what would happen if a university walked alongside of a grassroots organization that came to be with the Urban Renaissance Center and the University of Michigan-Flint. And they helped us to redirect our focus from the negative to positive. So that relationship has continued to build, and then the water crisis came, and University of Michigan walked alongside of us. We now have a health initiative that addresses the issues of the community. We have a CRIM fitness that helps, and we have social work classes that have strategically helped us in many areas to deal with green space, activities in those places. They have continued to work with us in our neighborhood, and every holiday they are part of it. So the relationship has been phenomenal, and they have begun to walk alongside with us and have committed to stay there.
You know, it's always about building relationships and maintaining that long-term commitment. You know, it's not just a one-on, one-off kind of thing. We come in a semester and then we never see you again, but we're making a commitment to be a part of the work that Civic Park, URC is doing in Civic Park. And when the students come with me, we explain that to them. You know, you're not coming into a fresh relationship. You're coming into a relationship that's being built and being nurtured. And we follow the lead of the neighborhood. We follow the lead of the URC in terms of what their vision is and how we can plug in and support that vision. So it teaches students a very different mode of engagement.
These gains are reciprocated by enhancing teaching, learning, discovery, and creativity at the University of Michigan-Flint.
And the students will talk about, like, you know, they were almost moved to tears by the stories that they've heard, or they were so surprised by what they saw, like really, really genuinely surprised by what they saw, especially the students who are from Flint. And again, thought they knew everything that there was to know about Flint, but here's another gem that they've discovered. You know, they remember us, they remember me, and they're excited that we actually came out and had the time to listen to their story. And record their story and understand who they are, and then that we come back.
With an emphasis on sustaining a long-term relationship, participants from the URC and university has leveraged funding from sources such as the Community Foundation of Greater Flint, the Ruth Mott Foundation, and the Kellogg Foundation's Flint Truth in Action Partnership to accomplish a range of goals set cooperatively by stakeholders in the community and the university. Community wisdom and scholarship have worked in tandem to ensure a more balanced set of political, social, economic, and cultural priorities, resulting in shared power, and thus leading to equity and social justice.
It is not just an imagined place that we're reading in a text, but we want to make sure that we are in that location. So we're really thinking about place-based education. And unless we are there talking with the residents in that space, it doesn't make sense. And so some of what we come up against occasionally is, especially with our first year students who are from further away, they are nervous about coming to Flint. And so we've had parents accompany students on the first visit because they're nervous because of what they've heard. And so then it is really rewarding to see that transformation across the semester where they feel very comfortable. They start seeing themselves as part of the community. We've had some students who have asked if they can use some of the resources there because they are near the neighborhood. And so it's exciting to see that happen.
We have invited leadership from the neighborhood to identify and mobilize community assets and strengths and develop the community's capacity and resources to make decisions and take action. We have established and improved connections between people and resources. Based on healthy communities principles, to achieve real advances in community health, the URC and university have improved healthcare delivery and introduced preventive health systems that ensure accessibility and are accountable to local needs. Finally, our partnership has created an opportunity for critical reflection among students, faculty, staff, and residents. This ongoing type of engagement continues to provide opportunities for cooperative, co-learning experiences, and critical reflection that benefit from shared wisdom. The ongoing impact of this campus and community relationship is evident in the benefit to students for career preparation, awareness of community problems, and the connection of theory to practice. Evidence continues to mount that engaged relationships put to use in the classroom strengthen student academic achievement and promote student engagement.
I know this has really changed how my students understand Flint and understand the process of historical inquiry and also understand their role in a community. When we bring students to the URC, we put them to work, and we put them to work in places that they might not always feel comfortable in. So I know being able to kind of break them outside of their comfort zone has allowed them to experience more than they would have if we just kept them in the classroom.
For faculty and staff, the partnership allows us to apply theory and knowledge to local problems, but also as a way for administrators to improve relationships between campus and community and address public perception that higher education exists for its own good.
I think it's always been a written rule. I live like 8 blocks from downtown Flint, so the U of M, most of my life, and we would go down there all the time, but it was almost an unwritten rule that, you know, U of M was off limits. Like, we didn't feel welcome there. I mean, it wasn't even a conversation that we had. We just didn't go there. So for URC and the U of M to kind of break what was typical protocol and for them to come over to our community was huge. I mean, it showed us that not only can we be a part of that, but we can go to those different universities and be a part of those different classes and graduate. I mean, we actually went there and participated in some of the classes on campus, which was great for a lot of our people that was a part of this program. That was just tremendous.
For the Urban Renaissance Center and the Civic Park neighborhood, the ongoing impact can be seen in innumerable ways. Stakeholders in Civic Park continue to realize their goals of community development.
The results of the partnerships and the results of what has happened over the years has allowed us to really see a revitalized neighborhood, to see green places, green spaces, activities yearly in those places, to see the work of the community, to see university students who graduate from the University of Michigan who still come back and add to the community, to see the interns and their commitment. So we are just real grateful for what has happened and what is happening.
Another direct impact is two-way flow of the progression of knowledge. The strong relationship between the URC and the university is dedicated to creating new knowledge and sharing that knowledge in the community and in the academic setting.
The relationship is relational. The unique opportunities available here, the myriad of opportunities available here are a result of instructors through other personnel at the University of Michigan-Flint being able to be to relate and to be able to walk alongside the Urban Renaissance Center.
Staff and volunteers at the URC also note an effect on their capacity to serve clients. This directly translates into enhanced community capital, social capital, and human capital within the organization and as well as the neighborhood.
U of M has been instrumental in our community in Civic Park in your Urban Renaissance Center. U of M is here all the time, the students, the teachers, and they are here to help us, help the community to learn from us, learn with us, to walk with us in the community.
Both residents and staff have reported that the neighborhood is being rejuvenated by student interaction as they bring new energy and enthusiasm to the community.
High school students who came to Flint to put their hands in the dirt and to actually become a part of what was happening here. Not only did they come in partnership with us to do different projects, but it felt like they became part of us.
It started with a conversation of how the University of Michigan could get involved, to gradually being now enmeshed in everything we do.
Back at you.